Hello, we are here with Taylor and Zervan. I hope I'm saying that right. I've been saying it. I see it written, but I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, it's Zervan, but it's good. Yeah, it's correct.
Zervan.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. And you recently were in Ann Arbor. You've been
Mhm.
traveling across the United States in the Buzz bus,
Yep.
fully electric VW bus, if that's correct. And and you had the chance to spend a couple of days in Ann Arbor. What surprised you the most about Ann Arbor during your visit?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, well, first of all, it was both of our first times in Michigan in
In
general.
general, yeah.
We've never been, and we've also never really been to the Midwest at all before. So we didn't really have any expectations going in. But I have to say, it surprised us. Like
Yeah.
it turned out to be a lot different than we expected in a good way. Um, I think we loved Ann Arbor in the sense that it was very diverse, multicultural. There was a lot of course, like sustainable aspects that are really important for us. You know, we're traveling in an EV. We saw another buzz.
Yeah, we saw
We
the
never see
bus.
another buzz.
That's a
So
whale trip, yeah,
yeah.
actually.
But
Yeah.
I think just in general, we loved the vibe of Ann Arbor. It felt kind of like, I mean, I grew up in the Bay Area, so like Berkeley, kind of like a young college town,
More laid
but
back,
yeah.
chill. Many young people.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was really
a little
cool.
bit of everything.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, you grew up in the Bay Area, and then Zervan, where did you grow up?
I was born in Berlin and grew up in Berlin most of the time, so a big city.
Mhm.
Um, 4.5 million people, so everything what is below is usually small towns for me. But Ann Arbor, I have to say, it's like how Taylor said in Berkeley. It's really similar from it's like a there's many students, many young people, and you feel that it's really nice. That's a big factor usually for us. If we see there's many young people, they're out and doing stuff, you can see that the place is alive, even when it's a smaller place. And I really love that about Ann Arbor, and yeah, it's a cool city.
Yeah, the energy.
Energy is
Yeah, the
very nice.
energy is
Yeah.
really nice.
What experience or spot do you think every first timer shouldn't miss?
Ooh.
First time I shouldn't
Yeah,
miss.
what should you go? Do you want to take that one? I have something off the
Okay,
top of my
I
head.
definitely would say the Carytown area. I think that was one of my favorites because there's the Carytown, then we went to Miss Kim's. Miss Kim's was super good, like definitely recommended restaurant. And then after we went to Miss Kim's, we explored this Carytown, and I loved how all the stores were like inside this huge building, which was probably like an industry complex before, I don't know, factory or whatever. And then now there's like small, tiny stores and boutiques, and I really love seeing that, and really love the design. Really, it's more like it's not those chains, it's really authentic small businesses, and we love supporting small businesses and seeing when they thrive, and there was definitely a really nice place there. And also right next to Carytown, if the person like anyone is in this area, we loved the Detroit filling station.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
good.
probably that was like for vegan food. That was super
So good.
yummy, super filling. Actually, felt like a really nice place to go and eat vegan food. That was really yummy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
really.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say for
yeah, yeah.
food, that was
That
my
was one of favorites.
suggestion.
Yeah,
And then I think the Arb was also really unique just because it's in the middle of the city.
yeah,
So it like kind of, I mean, you can go hiking in the middle, which is like really cool. It's really unique. Not all
yeah.
places have that. The amount of like outdoor space that Ann Arbor has, I think is also a really nice aspect for people
Oh
who
yeah, and of course I would say probably that was of course special for us. We could tour the big house. That was something really special. I think for everyone who is into football and a big football fan, I think that's definitely something you should do because it gives a whole different experience being in a huge stadium with no one in there, and you're already the only person, and you stand there in the middle of the field, and Yeah, that was an interesting. And I'm not a huge football fan, but it was still really exciting to see and have that experience. And I think for everyone who is like who loves football and they will it's an experience definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The stadium itself is mind-blowing when you
Oh,
are standing in the middle and you look up and you're just like 100,000 people
yep.
in
Yeah,
this space.
it's
Wow.
crazy.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, even it's built like mostly out of brick. That's for me crazy. All this
Mhm.
outside and inside, how they like I forgot the number, but there's like they use so much brick for the stadium is unbelievable. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
like
really unique
it
for
is a really
sure.
unique stadium. Yeah, I've never seen a stadium like this before. That was
And the
definitely.
sustainability features of the stadium are
Oh
pretty.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And they like
we
we
got the tour, I guess a little bit of a unique tour when
yeah
we toured the stadium because we got to see it from more of a sustainable angle and like for example, the huge water jugs that
yeah
they have outside so people can like grab water and they
and
don't have to
refill.
buy plastic water bottles. Like that's just like such a simple switch
Yeah.
that like reduces the amount of plastic waste by so much. Like just these like little things that you don't think about
And
that was
using
really
like
cool to
paper
see.
bowls and
Yeah,
all of that stuff.
compostable
Yeah.
for food. But I
Yeah.
mean these events like
Yeah.
football games, whatever it might be, they do produce a
Oh yeah.
ton of waste.
Yeah.
So by reducing it and like having a mission to reduce it for the big houses, it's a really cool it's a really cool program that they're doing. We
Yeah.
really loved seeing it.
So, how did Ann Arbor's culture, food, or community stand out compared to other places you've visited? You've been all across the country. So,
Yeah.
you've just gotten back from this. Um, is there anything about Ann Arbor that stood out for you?
Oh, I think a lot of aspects stood out. Like, f for example, the amount of street art is not as common, like compared to other places in the US, like the murals
Yeah.
everywhere, and they just like add such like a fun vibe to any city. We loved the very like colorful rainbow one. We took a picture in front of it. That was really cool. Um, and also I would say the very local feeling stands out in Ann Arbor, at least like in a lot of the downtown places like Carytown, you only see like smaller businesses. You don't see a lot of like chain restaurants or chain shops. Which I appreciate because that's not as common anymore. Unfortunately, the local businesses are struggling. So it was cool to see that.
Yeah. And I would probably say diversity, especially because I feel like in Midwest there is definitely some towns that are not really diverse, but Ann Arbor, because it's a town where many students come, you see people from like every ethnicity, every race, which is really cool to see that
Yeah.
there's like
Multiple languages
multiple
being spoken
languages,
on the
different
street.
cultures. It's great
Yeah.
to see that. It's always
And it's
really
always important for us because of course like
yeah,
we're in a multicultural
yeah,
relationship. So like some of these topics are really important for us to see. So it was definitely, I think Ann Arbor is a very you wouldn't expect it to necessarily like be where it is kind of. At least like from our perspective.
yeah,
Like it's a very like unique spot.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious, did you hear or see any German language while you were here?
I didn't see or I didn't hear any German, but there is like a German heritage I remember in Ann Arbor. Like there was like some history. I remember that we saw some banners or like
Yeah.
what are they called? Like
Like
the
information
yeah, like the
sheet
information boards
signs.
exactly. And where was that exactly? It was I think it was close to around like downtown, like the Babs Underground Bar
Uh,
or like the Blue Mat
Yeah,
Works. There was like some kind of like sign about this area and how much of German influence it had
yeah,
in the past, and that was interesting to see. I feel like in general, like all the Michigan area has a lot of German influence too. Like
yeah,
there is a
a
lot,
lot.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
There is.
Especially like we went to like another town called
Frankenmuth.
Frankenmuth, and
Hmm.
that was really interesting to see. It's like basically a German town.
It's
It's
like a
like
German Disneyland in the
literally
middle of the
like German
US.
Disneyland. So there is like a big German influence in Michigan, and you could see it in Ann Arbor too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there sure is. Yeah, I think we actually have four sister cities in Germany.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's cool that
I
they
don't remember which ones they are.
no, no, that's okay. I know we were in Madison, Wisconsin, and we talked to some guy who was
Yeah.
it was a sister city somewhere in Germany. It was
Yeah.
we didn't know these like sister
I didn't
cities
know
exist,
that.
but
Yeah.
it's a cool thing for sure.
So this is kind of, I'm curious, what was your the most sustainable thing that you encountered in Ann Arbor? And how did that um translate in the way that you were traveling?
Mm.
Ooh, there was a lot of really unique things about Ann Arbor that say we haven't seen very often in other places, like Rue's Coffee Roaster. Like
Oh
the fact that they're using solar to like roast their coffee. I mean, that's not a common thing that you see. And that's pretty special. I
yeah.
mean, that is something that stands out a lot, like in terms of sustainability. And also compared to a lot of other places, especially in the Midwest, Ann Arbor is very EV friendly. Like
Mhm.
we also and EV friendly in the sense that there's a lot of places that offer free charging.
Yeah.
And that's not as common that you see. And when free charging is provided, I mean, it's just like of course, a great incentive for people to switch over to EVs. And that was definitely a very unique aspect that we saw too.
Yeah. Course, like the big house, how they like it's one of the
Yeah.
biggest stadiums in the world, and they like how much they switched in the last years to be more sustainable. Because of course, you can see if there is like hundreds of thousand people coming to a stadium, there will be a lot of waste, and not doing anything is the easy way, but the effort they put to change and to go towards this is the important step, and that's probably was really yeah, cool to see that there is the will to do the change and to move towards a better future in a more because it like we can't get rid of football, but it's nice to do the step to change it, and that's cool to see.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also just in general, like the local focus in Ann Arbor, like the amount of places we went to eat at that had, like Miss Kim, they shop constantly at the farmers market and are getting local seasonal produce. Like aspects like that, even though they don't sound like a huge change, like say on the like the size of like the big house initiative, there's still like these local small steps that like are helping make a difference in terms of sustainability. So it
Yeah.
was cool. We got to see like all different layers in
Yeah.
Ann
Or
Arbor.
even like the one what was it called? The Blue Madworks?
Yeah, Blue Mead
How they
Works.
do their own cider.
Yeah.
It's always
And
like it
mead.
is and mead. It
Yeah.
is always better to produce it locally and sell it locally than like shipping everything in and importing everything. And they do it and they try it on a small scale, and that is what is important to show that you can do it yourself and you can do it in a you know like yeah. That's definitely cool to see that there's so many small shops and small businesses, but even going to like the big house, a big, huge stadium, that everyone is doing their part in that sense.
What was your most content-worthy moment in Ann Arbor?
Oh,
Oh, content-worthy
uh,
moment.
content-worthy moment.
Honestly, I have to say, I think the food.
Yeah,
I think like the food compared to other places, like just the amount, like we just tried some really good food
yeah,
and like really pretty looking food
yeah.
too.
I really like the beer camp,
Yeah, the
like
beer.
their hot dogs. That was super good, and that was like
You had an interesting one.
yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
you try
I forgot it was like a jalapeno hot dog something, and
like some kind of more gamey meat? I don't
yeah,
remember what
I
it
don't
was.
remember what it was, but it was definitely that was special. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
And
definitely
the
seen there.
murals. I think
I've
those
said
are
yeah,
also
there's
very
a lot
very
of art.
like especially with our car in front of the
Yeah.
mural, it was just like such a like a vibe
Yeah.
for
It
sure.
is.
Buzz, Buzz is like a vibe all in and of itself.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
And in
exactly.
front of that mural
Yep.
is
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly.
Oh
It
yeah.
was a fun,
Yeah.
yeah, fun for sure.
Okay, I just have one more question for you.
Mhm.
If you could describe Ann Arbor in 3 words to your audience, what would they be and why? And you each get 3 words, so technically
Okay.
6 words,
Okay.
but
Okay.
Okay.
Mm, I immediately think about one word, but I don't know about other words I'm thinking.
Yeah, well then share your
I would
first word.
say young is definitely one word. It is, I think, for me especially, I feel like it is always nice to see that there's so many young people, and it usually places are really alive when there's many young people because they do a lot of things. They go out, they enjoy a lot of their time, and it's the audience too. It's really nice to come to a place where there's young people. You can get to know people, but you can see people from everywhere around the country too, and that's nice. Yeah, that's one word. Um,
I would say local. I think local is
Local,
a
I would say too.
really big word in Ann Arbor just because you have a lot of focus on like not just local. I mean, so many,
Community.
yeah, and like so many of these small businesses are not only focusing on sustainability, but like social impact. I mean, it goes just beyond that. Like a lot of places are focused on community,
Yeah.
which is really great to see. Colorful, I think that's
Yeah.
another word I would describe it just with the like the amount of murals and like diversity.
Yeah, I would say I would add community or local as a word too, just because of we had so many moments where just I feel like for example, in Berlin, it's such a big city. Everyone, you're anonymous. You're like just a number between millions of people, and no one cares about you. But in a place like Ann Arbor, we got to talk in random moments to people, sometimes on the street, sometimes somewhere else, and those small conversations make it too that you feel like even though you're not from there, you're like kind of like part of it. I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
Um, and then
young, local, colorful. I love these.
yeah, uh, mm,
Something related to food too, I
yeah,
would say. Like,
that was good. Yeah,
what's a good word to describe it though? Like, I don't know, like food spot. I
culture.
guess that's 2 words, but like,
Yeah.
I think there's definitely just the amount of like, uh, different kinds of food in Ann Arbor stands out. Like you can kind of try food from anywhere, and like nice high quality food that's local. So I think definitely some kind of word that describes the food culture in Ann Arbor is definitely also needed.
Mm.
Food culture. We'll make it 1 word. Food
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you
food
go. Like
culture.
food
Yeah, food
culture.
culture sounds good. Mm.
I said mine 3. You have one more.
I have one more. No, 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 no.
What about UV friendly?
Yeah, I think EV friendly, you could put always EV friendly in. That's like
Yeah.
that's
we did
hyphenated.
not,
That's 1 word. EV
yeah,
Yeah.
friendly.
I would say we did not have any, like, we did not feel any anxiety at all in any second. So it was super, like, anywhere we went, there was usually in a garage, just on the street, just on a
Yeah.
parking lot. There was always an EV charger. We never really had to worry charging at all.
And we saw a lot of other
And we
EVs
saw a lot
too.
of EVs,
And like
yeah.
the fact we saw another buzz also adds
Oh
a point
yeah.
for us for sure
Yeah.
too.
That was definitely. Especially we saw a blue buzz at the Blue Whale Coffee
Or cafe,
Cafe.
yeah.
That was like we were just sitting there and there's like a blue buzz driving by. We're like, oh whoa, that what a
That's so
coincidence.
fun.
That
That's
was
fun.
that was funny, yeah.
I love
Uh,
that. I love all of your words. I think that they do describe Ann Arbor perfectly. Um, and I'm so glad that you had the chance to come and experience Ann Arbor.
Thank you.
Um,
Oh,
is there anything that you would like to tell our audience? I know that they should follow you, so tell them where they can find you, and anything else that you would like them to know.
Yeah. I guess like we can describe a little bit what we're doing, but
Yeah.
we're on a road trip right now and we're trying to make it to all 48 contiguous states of the US in an EV. So we've made it to 25 states so far, and then we have
Wow,
23, yeah,
halfway
Yeah.
there.
23
That's
left to
amazing.
go.
Well, more than
Yeah.
halfway there if it's
More
Yeah,
48.
than
more than
halfway
Yeah,
halfway
there,
there, yeah.
yeah.
amazing.
So, and you can follow us at our names together. So Taylor and Zervan, Zervan, and we're on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and
It's the same handle everywhere.
yeah, same handle everywhere. And we
Yeah.
share our adventures
Yeah.
and also how easy it is to travel in an EV.
Around the
So
US.
around the
And I
US.
would say it was pretty easy in Michigan.
Yeah.
That was probably like one of the
Except
when you go,
when
yeah,
you go
when you
to
go
the
to the UP,
UP,
that is the challenging part.
yeah, that's the
But I
challenge.
would say the
The
main
bit
the mitten of main Michigan part is pretty easy to
easy.
travel and yeah, really good infrastructure. Yeah.
So
No,
cool.
lovely. Michigan has, that's what I would have really have to say too. Michigan has some really cool areas to explore. We love, like, of course, we love Ann Arbor, but Detroit is really close to Ann Arbor. Even if you're like in Ann Arbor and then you want to like do like a day trip or like just visit, it's like 40, half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on like traffic. Detroit is a cool city. Then we went to Frankenmuth. That is a really cool city.
Mackinac Island,
Mackinac Island,
super
super
cool.
nice island. It's even though you have to cross to the UP, but then like there's like it's definitely a
Michigan surprised us for
surprise
sure.
us. We did not expect to do so much in Michigan. That was yeah, really cool experience.
Well, I will definitely link all of your handle, like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, in the description so people can check it all out. And thank you so much for sitting down with me and answering my questions. And I look forward to following the rest of your journey.
Thank you
Thanks.
too. It was really nice.
Thank you.
We were really happy to do this. Maybe we should do it more often.
We will see you as you continue your journey.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.